Hey everyone, welcome to Bobini Creates. My name is Jeannie, and welcome to a video in which I'm sharing my last 3 months of coloring. So I'm hoping to knock this out, guys. This is October, November, and December completed pages. I'm behind, as you know. I took a little break from my channel for medical reasons, and I'm trying to kind of get current. So bear with me as we look through these. Hopefully you'll enjoy what you see. But let's get started. So first up is Creatures of the Night special. This is Coloring Heaven, issue number 70. And this one was a challenge that I did, a hashtag rather, with Elm Colors, Erica. Erica put together these really cool palettes. She had a different like kind of like item that you're supposed to color, or character, excuse me, that you're supposed to color. For this one, obviously it was skeleton, and I was so glad that she put it together because it really inspired me with the color palette. And yeah, it really, everything, it made it, I don't know, less creepy with the weird eyes and everything, and more just sort of magical and otherworldly with the different ways that I could bring it to life. I loved being able to put together the brickwork on that. I just felt like it was so different from, the traditional brickwork, with it being sort of those pastelish sort of colors. And I liked the sense of, light and dark on that. And yeah, it was a cool page. I was really pleased to complete that one. Oh, and I didn't tell you, I used alcohol markers, Prisma, and soft pastel. So that was this one. And then next up, let's take a look at Summer Nights. And let me just see if I can't knock those out all together here. Okay, so this one was little mice and poppies. And so for this one, I used Neocolor 2, black acrylic paint, gel pens, Prisma, and fine liners. And I think it turned out really well. There's little bits of shimmer that you might be able to see from the glitter. I have bad luck with those showing up on camera, so I'm not too worried about it, but it does look kind of shimmery on my end of things. The stars are metallic, and those show up along with the little stamens and whatnot. But this was one of mine from way back when that I wanted to color, and it's so cute, right? And so I really wanted to make it look special, and I think I did all right with it, really. Now this one, let's see what we've got here. This one was, got my notes written, the little beetle. So I used Tombows gel pens and distress ink with a little bit of stencil. You can see the little, I don't, whatever those things are that look like jelly beans. That was a stencil. And I don't use stencils a whole lot, but when I do, I'm usually pretty pleased with the way they turned out. I like the color palette. These are usually not my favorite pages to do with all the little Zen doodly tidbits, but it worked, and at the end of the day, I was pleased with the way it came out. Okay, gonna turn the page. Now these next two I have not completed. Now this one was another October. This was actually, I don't know, November or December, but we're gonna look at it anyway. Let's see what we've got here. So I did ink tints on this one, Tamnet gel pen and Sioux color. And I will tell you, on both of these, I'm not done. I figured I'd go ahead and show you what I've done, just because I, again, kind of want to get up to speed. Not done, need to do backgrounds, obviously, need to do some shading, but that's where we're at. Then this one was, let's see. Okay, so this one, this little mushroom town, I use glitter gel pen, pencil, and water-based markers. So again, not done. I can see a little bit of bleed through here from the next page, but I feel like with the background, you can usually kind of cover those up, and I'm not overly concerned about that one. So that was my Summer Nights. This is the one I'm trying to do in order. You know what, I should probably mention this. I'm trying to do this in order. but I'm thinking I'm going to allow myself to venture forward. And if I feel like coloring something further down the line, to let myself go ahead. It's getting a little bit more difficult for me to work in order. So I don't know, take it for what it's worth. I'll try to work it in order, but if I don't, I'm not going to hold myself too accountable, because at the end of the day, it's supposed to be fun. And yeah, that's kind of where my head is at with that. So that was Summer Nights. Next up, we have another Hannah Carlson book. This is Jewelry Box, and this one was a buddy color with my friend Jana on Instagram. And we chose the spiderweb page. Not really very Halloweenish, I guess, but I think that was the idea behind selecting it, was, that maybe it would be a good Halloween page. Now, obviously, with my colors, I didn't really go that route too much. I made it just sort of fun and bright and different. I went for, I don't think I've ever seen blue stamens, but I didn't really care. I mean, it was just kind of uh, one of those pages where I just colored the way I wanted to color, and I didn't worry too much about things looking realistic. But I do like it. I think it did come together well. I like the shading, color palette, and it's a fun buddy color to do with Shelley. We just always have a good time. On mine, I use Neocolor 2, gel pen, Prisma, and chalk pastel. So that was mine. So the glitter gel pen, you may or may not, like usual, be able to see some of the glitz. There's just a little bit of it. Usually those don't show up on my videos, but that's fine. So I'm going to scoot this to the side. Let's take a look at Shelley's. Now, I have to tell you, when I looked at Shelley's, it took my breath away. It really did, because it's just, the contrast is just so cool with the blue background and the white spider web. I loved her small little two-tone sort of maybe variegated flowers. I thought those were very pretty. I love the depth of the red flowers. She just did a really good job. And then I like the way that it went kind of from light to dark as it kind of just faded out, and it just was highlighted really well. I thought she did a really nice job. So thanks for that buddy color, Shelley. And let's see here. So here is another buddy color. This is Rooms of Wonder by Johanna Basford. And this is my buddy color that I do every month with Color and Create with Jana over on YouTube as well as Instagram. And this is our project book, so we work on it every month. This month we decided to go for something that we thought looked a little bit Halloweenish, with the witches' hats and, spell books and potion bottles and all that good stuff. So we were able to do this double page spread, which it's always fun to be able to get those done as well. It takes a little bit more work and time and effort, but it always feels good. And let's see what I used here. It was Tombow Inktense and Black Edition, Faber-Castell Black Edition pencil. So let's just take a look a little bit closer up. So kind of a mandala situation going on here. And I'm never too jazzed to color little teeny tiny pictures, but these really were pretty fun little images, I'll say. And maybe it's because I like Halloween so much, but I didn't honestly mind these ones. I really didn't. Tried to kind of keep the colors similar, just so that it was, sort of cohesive. So yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at Jana's pages rather, and add those here. Okay. So for hers, I thought she did a great job. I loved her color palette. I love the way she brought things to light, the little bottles with the highlights on them, just the little attention to detail and shading, which is not always that easy to do in these tiny little images. But I thought she did a really good job, and made it look magical, which I thought was fun. So thank you, Jana. And by the way, we are getting kind of excited because we're seeing some progress. Being that we work in this every month, we're starting to see some progress, and it just feels really good to sort of flip through and see the completed pages And so I really have to thank her for doing this with me, because otherwise I'm afraid I would be way, way, way behind in that book. All right, so next up, let's see what we have here. We have, oh, here we go, some Camilla de books. So this one, I started off with the Mermaids and Other Sea Creatures book, and let's see, with this one, I'm trying to see, I only did one in here. Okay, yeah, only one. I did two in another book. But if some of you guys follow Dede Willingham, which I adore her channel, she is just such a talented artist. But one of the things that she does in a lot of her books, but especially these books, is she uses an acrylic wash. So she takes acrylic paint and then she adds water to it, and she just sort of, it paints, like the background's a good thing that you can do, but some of these other areas you could color as well with the wash. You cover that first, and then you come in with your pencil, and it just really gives it a lot of good tooth and a nice look. And so to me, that technique is really nice to do in these books. So if you haven't checked her channel out, be sure to do that. She does all sorts of mixed media, but I love watching her color in her books. So enjoyable. So for this one, let's see here. We're looking this up here. Sorry. I did, yeah, okay, so that acrylic wash, I used Ecoline brush pen, or brush markers, Prisma, and Uniball Signo. And try to kind of, because it was Halloween, October, I tried to kind of keep with those colors, the orange and the purple and green, just to sort of maybe turn it into a Halloween page, even if it wasn't. But um, I I enjoyed this so much. It went really quickly, and I think that was just because I was just so immersed in it. It just was uh brought me back to what makes me love coloring, I guess. And so yeah, it was a fun page. So because I had so much fun in that one, I decided to tackle a couple more. This is in Cute and Creepy, again, Camilla de Erico. So let's see what we did here. This one was another one of those washes, like, you know, oh, actually, no, it was not. My apologies. This one was done with these. I don't, I don't remember which palette it was, but these Jane Davenport. Oh, this is looking really nice and messy. Sorry about that, guys. Not cleaned up. But these watercolor paints are so fun, so vibrant to use. So that's what I used for the background, and I did my best just to make it have sort of a cool mottled look. I also put that on the frog, and then I came in, let's see here, with Neocolor 2 as well, and some Woomer pencils, and it looks like I also used some Prisma, so a couple different types of pencils, but yeah, and a couple different types of water medium with watercolor paint, and for the Neocolor 2. And now it's, my memory's coming back. This was the Neo 2, and this was the Jane Davenport watercolor paint. So another easy, cute one. They can be kind of tedious in a way with all these little background images, but I don't know. When you use something like a water medium to go around those little bits, for me, it's not so tedious. It's just more than anything sort of enjoyable. Okay, you can hear the crinkling for another page that has some water on it. And I thought this was good for Halloween as well. Okay, and so for this one, this was another one from the same book. This was the little, I don't know, demon girl maybe, with her love. And pretty simple page. Let's see here. I can't remember, guys, if this was one of Erica's color palettes. I know she had demon as one of the characters to color on her hashtag, but I cannot for the life of me remember if this was the color palette. I'll go back and look, but regardless, she was working in this book and it kind of prompted me to do the same, and I just went for it. So on this one, I use Inktense, Neo 2, and Prisma. So again, this book is awesome for water mediums, and it did I mean, there's a little tiny bit of buckling, but I'm really not concerned about it. Pretty It's funny because it's a larger book too, but they, for some reason, for me, they just seem so simple to complete. There, maybe it's just because I'm having such a good time in these books. So that was this one. All right, and next up, what do we have here? Oh, okay, Garden Gnomes. So Garden Gnomes, I did. Oh, I didn't mean to leave that in here. Hang on just a sec. Okay, so I did this sort of pumpkin page, autumn page, and let's see what I used for that. I used Inktense and pencil and a little bit of fine liner, and this did warp a bit, and I feel like is probably more my fault than it was the paper. The paper's not always that wonderful for using water mediums, but you can see where I also tried to smush it flat and I made these little creases in the page. Whatever, I don't care. It just doesn't matter. But I love the colors of Halloween, so this was a page that I was looking forward to coloring just because, I mean, come on, who doesn't love fall and Halloween and all the beautiful colors that go along with that. And I love the little gnomes. I've gotten really attached to all the Teresa Goodrich gnomes. So that's that one. And I think that's it, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and stop here, and I'm going to grab the next month, which will be November. So I'll see you in a little bit. So moving on to November for this one. Sorry for the glare. This one is Favor Reed's Nature Coloring Book, and I selected a page that I would almost never ever color. And here, actually, let me fold it back over. And it's this one. I'm not a fan of writing in my coloring books. I'm just not. But let me kind of explain what was going on here. This was during treatment and not feeling very good, and I just needed easy, and I felt like I needed some pages that I maybe didn't care as much about. And that was this one. So I saw it looked easy, and I went for it. In the end, I think it's okay, and it served its purpose. It was a page to color that in the end I enjoyed, and that's what I needed. I use water-based markers as watercolor. You've seen me do that before. And I used Arteza pencils to blend. So this book is cool. It has really pretty thick paper, so it's um, fun to try different things on, I guess, maybe, because it holds up pretty good and it's single-sided. So yeah, so that one. Little Llama, Llama Not Drama. Oh, yes. I remember this one. So this one I was so excited to color, and I enjoyed it so much. This was Fairy Tales by Emily Lightahall Oberg. And this was a buddy color with my friend Shelley, again, over on Instagram, that I buddy with every month. And we decided to do this globe page. Now, I had wanted to color this page. I love it. I love bunnies, and I love I don't know, just everything about this is fun. So I decided to go ahead and color this, as a fall palette with the leaves kind of sprinkling around inside that globe. I thought it was so cute. But let's see what I used on that. I used Artex pencils, some Black Edition pencils, and some Tamnet gel pens. So a little tiny bit of sparkle on the base of the globe here, but let me just hold that up. This one, I was proud of myself, and I don't know if it sounds bad to say that, but I really was. It just felt like the shading came together, the color palette came together. I don't know. I love the little cute little little berries. I don't know. Overall, I just was really pleased. I I was happy with this, and it was so fun to work on. And it took me a little while, but it was the kind where I didn't mind because I was enjoying it so much. So yeah, that was that. And then I'll slide this over here now. We'll take a look at Shelley's page. Shelley went, as opposed to me doing more of the fall vibe, I feel like she did more of the Christmas vibe with the bright colors. And that just looks super fun. And again, another thing that's so cool about buddy colors is they can just look so entirely different. She went more with, you know, the little snowflakes in the, oh, over here, snowflakes in the background. And I just thought it was a fun page. So thanks, Shelley, for coloring with me on another one. So we'll set that to the side, and then, okay, sticking with my, for the most part this month, you know, easier sort of pages that kind of went smoothly. I did a couple in World of Flowers. So this one, let's see which one is first here. Oh, okay, well, might as well go with this one. So this was a wallpaper page. I don't love these, but I am trying to complete this book. So that means you got to jump in and color every page, whether it's your favorite or not. So on this one, I called that Wallpaper Sunshine just because, you know, the colors that I had chosen. So you know, not difficult or anything, but another page done here. And I used water-based markers, pencil, glitter gel pen, and just a fun palette, more of a summery palette, I feel like, but you know, yeah, so that was that. And then we will turn over, oops, sorry guys, hang on just a second here. Let's turn the page and look at the purple mandala. Okay, where to go? Here we go. So another easy one, I feel like. And let's see here. This one, so kind of a blue purple color palette, and it was really just water-based markers and a little bit of gel pen. I didn't even use pencil on that. I kept it simple. And now I'm going to point out one thing. This was the very first book that I did the disc binding, and I cut it myself. And so because there was like glue on the edge of the binding, you know, it made this get a little bit closer to the spine than if you were to have it cut professionally, which is what I've ended up doing after this book. You wouldn't lose part of your picture, but I did here. It doesn't bother me. It's okay. So another one done in World of Flowers. I'm really plugging along here, and I feel like getting quite a bit of things done. So that's this one. Now let's take a look at a Christmas one, and this is going to be Home for the Holidays. Bear with me just a second. Okay, so very last one for November. Again, short month for me, not a whole lot of coloring completed. This one was Creative Haven Home for the Holidays, again by Teresa Goodridge. This one was maybe a bit of a different color palette for Christmas, but I think it came together okay. I used, let's take a look. I use, and I called this Wreath Town. You know how I like to sometimes name my pages, Wreath Town. And I used Artex pencils, and I used those Royal Langolier metallic acrylic paints for the ornaments. And I didn't write down what I used for the background. Clearly, I don't know what I think I used Distress ink for that. And then I went over that with some white Posca just to sort of make it look sort of snowy. Easy, not necessarily my favorite, but it was a nice little introduction into coloring for Christmas for me, and I enjoyed using the paints. You might be able to see a little bit of sheen on those. And it was fun using just kind of a different color palette, just some a little different, and always fun to get another page done out of a Teresa book, because sometimes they can be a little overwhelming with all the detail. That one wasn't as much so not too shabby, not too difficult to color that one. Okay, I'm going to stop here and we're going to go ahead and grab the December pages. And again, let me just look real quick. Oh gosh, I only have 3 to share with you, so this is going to go really quick. So bear with me just a sec. Okay, so diving back into Rooms of Wonder, I'm showing you December pages, but I realized that I didn't show you one of the November pages here, and this was, let me just see here, this was with Jana, of course, you know, our project book, and this was, I called it the mailroom page, and I used water-based markers on this one and Woomer pencils. And out of the whole thing, my favorite was the window. I had a good time coloring that window, just like what does that look like outside that mailroom? And putting together a little bit of snow-capped mountains, and I liked it. I think it turned out all right. I really struggled with all the detail. For some reason, this month it bugged me. I it was a fun page to color, not saying it wasn't, but I just ran out of ideas. I try not to introduce too many colors on a page, and you know, I just felt like I don't know, it just didn't flow as far as the color, you know, what color, but still keeping it a limited palette, if that makes sense. I think the stonework turned out all right. And I have 2 different colors of stonework, you know, the gold and then that sort of gray. My owls, I first thought about coloring those all different colors, and then I decided just to sort of, you know, keep them pretty cohesive. So yeah, it was all right. It was fun to do. Did I pull it off? Not so sure. But I will say that Jana did. So let me show you hers. Hers was just cool. I love the way she did the stonework. And the thing that was really neat to me is on hers, it enabled the owls to come out. I felt like they really stood out against that lighter stonework. Yeah, I think she really did pull it off. So I was tickled to be able to see her page. Again, so cool to see how different they are, but she did just a really, really nice job. So thanks again, Jana, for coloring with me on that. And I'm going to slide over here. This one was the December page. I think initially we were kind of thinking about maybe coloring like Christmas parcels or whatnot on, you know, one or the other of these pages, but I ended up going more of a, I don't know if I'll call that pastel route, but you know, definitely doesn't look like a Christmas anyway. Let's see here. So for mine, I used some fine liners, pencil, and Neocolor too for, you know, that I didn't really want to do a full background, so I just put it around the edging. And yeah, a lot of detail work in here, guys, lots. So I was actually kind of, I was kind of glad when this one was over just because it was lots of little details. Again, always fun because I enjoy coloring with her, but yeah, just it was a lot of detail work, a lot of busy work maybe, you know. Um, so that was that. And I have to say, if it wasn't for my buddies this month, I would have gotten nothing done because I didn't do very much. So let me show you my next buddy color. This is in Johanna's Christmas, and this one was with Shelley again. And we both chose this page. And what was cool about this for our buddy color is that we both kind of came up with the same way to color it. Of course, they look different, and that's super cool, but I just think that we had the same idea in mind, which is so funny because we didn't share that ahead of time. So for mine, I did just pencil and a little bit of glitter gel pen for the little red bits in there. And that was it. So this one was easy, and I was thankful because it was exactly what I needed. And I was glad to have another another page completed in this book. That just always makes me smile. So let's slide this over here and we'll take a look at Jana's page. And again, she did a great job, and it was such a fun buddy color to do with her. Again, we just really enjoy each other's company, so that was cool. So that was that. Country Christmas is my last one to share with you. And this one, okay, let's see. Was it? Country Christmas. Yes. So it was this one. And oh, okay. I remember. For this one, I let me turn to the first page. Okay, so I straight up followed this page. And I was so glad that I did. I always hesitate to do that because I want to make it mine and everything. But I really kind of feel like I learned from this page. And it doesn't look exactly like that, of course, but it just was a good experience seeing how they put this page together versus, my thinking as I'm coloring it. But it was a good experience for me, and I really love the way it turned out, of course, because it was it was their, color palette and shading and whatnot. But I use alcohol markers, fine liners, pencil, and white marker. And this put me in the Christmas spirit. This really did make me happy, and was just a nice way to round out my December, I felt like. And yeah, just super cute and cozy. And I love the glow of the windows. I love the snow. It just was a blast to color. So that's all I have for you. That catches us up now. Thank goodness. Let me just tell you, I really didn't like being behind. I'm always so good about, every month posting my completed pages, but it's been challenging recently. That's all I'm going to say about that. So thanks for letting me share this with you. I really enjoyed being able to do so. I hope you enjoyed also. I'd love to hear your comments, and I'll talk to you on the next video. Bye, everyone.